Seems like you need to be solaced, telling from the scratch on your knee. You fell and got hurt in the process, and now you come crying to me. I catered for these circumstances, and hands carry needle and stitch in my pants. Don't worry, my dear, there is nothing to fear. Just a stitch and a sew, soon it's almost as new, and the cut will adhere. After all, you have to admit it is not as severe. Oh, I have needle and stitch right here. Take care or you'll end up scarred, my dear. I can't stand to watch children bleed. Well, don't give me that kind of look now. Just keep going on, soon you will see how everything will end well, though it still may depend on your skill. I catered for these circumstances, and hands carry needle and stitch in my pants. But yet needle and thread can bear dangers instead. If you're clumsy and plump and all fingers and thumbs, it might just turn out bad, especially when it comes to delicate operations like that. Oh, I have needle and stitch right here. Take care or you'll end up scarred, my dear. I can't stand to watch children bleed. I guess I should revise my statement. The wound is not going to heal. Forget about all that I said and work harder on your stitching skill. I catered for these circumstances, and hands carry needle and stitch in my pants. Now you pay the bill for your lack of skill, and please do stop crying and mourning and sighing. Don't weep like a whelp that is painfully dying. I merely was trying to help. Oh, I have needle and stitch right here. Take care or you'll end up scarred, my dear. I can't stand to watch children bleed.
Hello, dear friends of adventure games. The spyware we installed on your computers tells me that many children are sitting at their screens again tonight. That's why I'll refrain from telling you the story that I had actually prepared for you. Of course, that's a real shame. It would have been such a good story. Entertaining explosions, a giant robotic opossum, but also with many offensive expressions and an inordinate amount of excessive violence. The story that I'll tell you instead has a slightly different flavor. It's about Lily, the most virtuous child in the entire world. And it begins in the courtyard of a small, sleepy convent school. Not too far from the place where the giant robotic opossum is sucking the brains of innocent bystanders out through their eye sockets. But enough of that. It's a beautiful sunny day, and Lily is raking the leaves in the yard with a cheery tune on her lips.
La la la, la la la. Lily, how many times do I have to tell you not to sing while working? You know very well that I hate the sound of cheerful children. These children are driving me crazy.
Oh, there you are. Is that Mulek making you rake leaves again?
Uh-huh.
How boring. And so unnecessary, too. The leaves all drift back onto the path anyway. You should just come with me instead. I'm on a treasure hunt right now, you know? Well, it's your decision. You can always come to the swing tree later when you're done here. I think I found something in the flower beds over there. Until then, see ya.
What's that noise outside? Ugh, it's unbearable! Lily, now I've had it up to here! I guess I overestimated you once again. You're not even fit to rake leaves. Ugh, it doesn't matter. I have 2 new tasks for you. The flower beds in the backyard have to be dug up again. Can you manage that? Uh-huh. I doubt it, but we'll see. And while you're in the backyard, the swing tree is infested by termites. Come up with something to get rid of them for good. So, one more time for the really clueless. First, dig up the flower beds. Second, get rid of the termites infesting swing tree. You'll be very sorry if you don't do a good job.
The idea was good. The idea was good. Lily knew that this device was called an air hammer, but she didn't know why anyone would want to hammer air. Digested grass, rat, pigeon. Lily assumed these cans were meant for the cafeteria. The idea was good. A shovel! That's exactly what Lily needed, but she'd never get to it from here. A brush was lying on the shelf directly below the window. Lily just had to reach out. Too bad. The faucet was dry. Where could the hose lead to? Lily would have also made it. She could stand on the sidelines for hours without anyone noticing her. Lily was excited. Where could the hose lead to? What a surprise! The hose led to thing.
Lily, turn that off immediately. Lily, turn that off immediately. Lily, turn that off immediately.
The cellar door could only be opened with the correct key.
Hey, get lost! Go find another place to play.
How sweet. Apparently, Freeman was worried about Lily. Maybe he wanted to make sure she wouldn't fall into the well.
No thanks. I can do it myself.
Lily's fellow student Freeman was bent over the edge of the well. If he moved forward just a little more, he'd fall in, just like in Lily's favorite book.
Oh, Lily. I thought somebody was there. Don't bug me. I'm busy. Didn't I tell you to leave me alone? I'm trying to concentrate, okay? Something is down there in the well. I can see something sparkling. Oh man, I hope it's the key to the cellar. That would be so gumbo. Let me guess. You don't know what gumbo is, right? Oh, Lily, you're just hopelessly square. Guys as cool as me say that's totally gumbo. Or, that gumbos. But you're just lame. Totally ungumbo. Really, Lily, stop talking so much. Unless, of course, you have an idea how I can get the cellar key. Just think of all the things I could do with it. I hear that awesome stuff is stored down there. Not just junk like shovels and brushes and all that. I'm talking about real treasures. You can blab as my complete attention is focused on the cellar. I hear that awesome stuff is... Is this gonna be another one of your lectures about law and order at the convent? I'm so interested. We're not allowed in the cellar. Jeez, Lily, you're like a broken record. We can't do this. We can't do that. Don't drink motor oil. Don't play with the electrical sockets. You really know how to spoil all the fun. No wonder no one likes you. What now? Can't you see I'm busy with the well? Or did your oh-so-great Mother Superior forbid that too? Oh yeah? That just proves how absurd adults' rules are. What, you're still here? Don't creep around like that. I almost fell in the well from fright. Oh, how cute. Are you worried about me now, or what? Don't worry, I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna climb down into the well. But not because Mother Superior has forbidden it, just because it really is too dangerous. Although... What? I know that Mother Superior doesn't want us climbing into the well. Why don't you tell someone who cares? On the contrary, that's almost an incentive. I'd do almost anything to avoid becoming such a conformist little robot like you. I said get lost. It's none of your business what I'm doing here. I said get lost. It's none of your... Don't you have anything to do? Isn't there something you're supposed to be doing for Mother Superior? I knew it. You're such a loser for getting constantly stuck with those jobs. What is it this time? Do you have to alphabetically sort the compost again? Or remove the hair from her back? Don't tell me. You're supposed to get rid of the termites on the swing tree, right? Well, good luck. The swing tree's made of sweet licorice, and termites are known for going crazy over candy. You'll never manage it. Let me guess. You have to dig up the flower beds, right? Well, good luck. That's gonna take forever with your little girly hands. But don't think I'll lend you a shovel when I get into the cellar. That is, unless you do want to help me get the key from the bottom of the well. That's what I thought. Because it's forbidden, right? Oh man, Lily! You're so straight, it's a miracle anyone can tell you apart from the trees. Is this gonna be another... I said it's none of your... You can my I hear that all...
Hey! Help!
When Lily returned to the well, Freeman was gone. Lily liked bees. Their buzzing was so sweet, and they were always so busy collecting honey. And if you look closely, you could even see their stingers twinkle cheerfully in the sunlight. The idea was good, but Lily's arms were too short. The idea was good. Lily wasn't allowed into the convent until hopefully it wouldn't start hailing again.
Lily! Help!
Lily heard strange noises from the bottom of the well. But she was a good little girl, and she knew she wasn't supposed to play near the well. Just like Freeman. She had even told him so herself. Where could he be? This hadn't been very effective, but Lily still felt that she had gotten much closer to her goal.
Ow! Ah! What's going on? Lily, no! Go away! Go away! I'm allergic!
Oh no. Clumsy Lily had actually dropped the bee's nest into the well. The bees didn't like it too much either. Their buzzing sounded different than usual.
Lily! Help!
Lily heard but she was just like where could...
Lily, have you completely lost your mind? Turn that off immediately. But did I not tell you exactly what you should be doing? I just can't believe you keep finding new ways to disappoint me.
Lily didn't understand what she had done wrong. Freeman was a little grumpy, sure, but he looked so funny with those red dots and yellow honey stains, there was no way this could last long. Freeman was a little grumpy, but he looked so...
Lily, thanks a lot for your great help. You really did a fantastic job. If I can ever help you... Oh, you want the cellar key. But of course not. What in the world are you thinking? You're the one who got me to go into the well. It's your fault that I fell in. But instead of helping me get out, you throw a beehive on my head and nearly drown me. Look at me. I'm wet, covered in bee stings, and smeared from head to toe with honey. I know everyone thinks you're sweet and harmless, but you're actually a walking disaster. You can definitely forget about the key. You keep away from me. I said you're not getting... Go do your other...
Lily was proud of she had found a way to get to, and the bees still seemed to be fine. Everyone was happy. Lily thought about collecting the honey with her bare hands, but then she remembered her recent scolding at the cafeteria. She needed a better plan. Lily didn't want to annoy the bees. Aside from Edna,
am I not covered? Do you want to touch it up? Oh man, I hate you!
Lily had been distracted for a moment, but apparently Freeman didn't even want her things, probably in case she would need them later. He was such a dear friend.
I said, get lost! You're not getting... Go do you... What are you doing? Do you want to poke me even... Oh man.
Freeman didn't want to take... He was...
I said, get lost! You're not... Go do you... Forget it. I don't care what you have there. I don't want... Because I hate you.
Freeman didn't want... He was so... The yard waste was rotting away leisurely in the composting bin. A paradise for maggots and spiders. Lily couldn't stop watching the fascinating activity in there. The yard waste was rotting. Lily... The tire swing was dangling invitingly above the chasm from a... Lily would have loved to have played on the completely harmless tire swing. That's why she immediately climbed on the termite-infested tree. At least she would have done that, but apparently she preferred the risk of getting into deep trouble as soon as the players signed off. The swing tree was... Why did Mother Superior do... The termites responded to lure them away. Lily just had to find a good spot to spread. The compost bin was the ideal place to move the termites to. Lily started right away. So far, the plan had worked well. Maybe a little too well. The termites were now following Lily's spilled honey back into the courtyard.
No, don't! Get away!
Strange sounds were drifting towards her from over there. It was probably the termites celebrating their new home. Edna had apparently left an inscription here. Lily was touched. Edna was Lily's best friend. Lily would have loved to play. That's why she immediately... At least she would have done. But apparently she preferred the risk of getting into deep trouble as soon... The yard waste was rotting away leisurely. Apparently, Lily... Lily was supposed to dig if she found a treasure in the process. No. Freeman had now left for good, but at least the termites had found a new home on the bench. And as if that weren't reason enough to be happy, they had been joined by one of those funny gnomes that Lily sometimes saw around. Freeman had left the cellar key. How nice of... It looked like the termites had found a new home. And one of the gnomes that Lily saw now and then was in the process of painting it in various colors. Too bad that Freeman was no longer here. He would probably have liked it too. Lily would have liked to help the gnome, but she had her own chores. The cellar door could only be opened with the correct key. Mother Superior had strictly forbidden the children from playing in the cellar. On the other hand, Lily had a task to finish. A shovel! That's exactly what Lily needed. Lily got along great with Doris, the lunch lady. That's why she knew Doris would start throwing knives if anyone messed up her pantry. Digested, Lily assumed the stove was just like the mirror that always appeared. There were those voices again, ordering Lily to burn her stuff. Too bad there was no fire in the stove. Lily missed. Somehow the trees seemed... Edna was Lily. She always knew, for example, by sabotaging the brakes on the mailman's bicycle.
Hey, Lily, did you finally get out of doing your stupid raking chore?
Uh-huh.
Very good. Then you finally got time to go treasure hunting with me? What? Did you get even more chores to do?
Uh-huh.
That's so unfair. But maybe we can still find a way for you to help me. That would be cool. I'm sure you're dying to know how the treasure hunting's going, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, to be honest, not so great. The ground is just too hard. I doubt I'll be able to find anything here without a shovel. But I already have lots of cool dirt under my fingernails, and I even swallowed a slug by accident. A small consolation from Mother Nature. What do you have to do for Mother Superior now? Don't tell me you have to scrape off her warts with a pumice stone again. I'm still finding crumbs in our bunk from last time. She told you to get rid of the termites on the swing tree, right?
Uh-huh.
It was just a question of time. Does she even realize how hard it was to collect them all? I even broke into the firefighters museum to get the large red ones. And then all the trouble I went to teaching them tricks. They can already do a polonaise if you lay a trail of jelly. I wanted to teach them the cha-cha next. What the hell? Maybe you can relocate them instead of blasting them out or whatever else it was you had planned. I'd even help you, but I've run out of jelly. Are you still worried about the termites? I'd really love to help you, but unfortunately, I don't have any more jelly till when we found the treasure. We can buy ourselves, or even better, a honey farm. I think honey is much cooler than jelly anyway. It sticks to the bottoms of your shoes better, and if we had a honey farm, we could also train the bees. Maybe there's still a chance for my project, Peepholes for the Great Wall of China, after all. Wait, Lily, this is an especially hard spot. Oh, what a drag. This is ruining all my calluses. And it took me so long to nurture them. These flower beds could really use some digging.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell me that's exactly what Mother Superior ordered you to do.
Uh-huh.
But that's fabulous. And you'll be able to help me dig up the treasure after all. You don't even have a choice. You've been kind of told to by the Lord. All we still need is a shovel. The shovel. We'll never dig up the treasure with... I don't know where we can... I'd imagine they're kept... Now we just need to find a way to get down it. You can't walk through walls by any... We really have to teach you how to do that one. But first you should concentrate... It has top priority. Mother Superior is having a bad day again, isn't she?
Uh-huh.
That wasn't hard to guess. The last good day she had was when everyone got mumps. I've rarely heard her laugh so hard. Don't let her annoy you too much, okay? I see you found my carving. It came out great, didn't it? The nice thing is that I didn't have to do much. I just painted the picture on the tree with leftover breakfast jelly. And the termites did the rest. Those little cuties just love anything sweet. Don't bother, Lily. Don't bother, Lily. We'll never dig up the treasure. Don't bother, Lily. We'll never dig. Don't bother. We'll never. Don't bother, Lily. We'll never. Yay! You found a shovel. Oh, Lily, you're the best. Let's not waste any time and dig up the treasure.
And Edna and Lily began digging out what they thought was a treasure chest.
That's quite a treasure chest. It looks like it might have belonged to some space pirates once. So what? They were space pirates from World War II. Who cares? What's more important is that they left us their treasure. Come on, let's open it. I'm so excited.
A real treasure chest. It was hard to tell, but Lily was actually speechless.
That's not gonna once again. More proof that the bad reputation raw violence has is complete. Here, we certainly won't get far. Great! Now the device should have enough oomph to open the treasure chest. What's the matter? What are you waiting for? Don't you know how to use it? Don't worry. We'll find something else. And what's that supposed to be? Those space pirates must have led a pretty miserable life if this was their most precious treasure. Well, at least we have a fabulous chest, and I already have an idea what we can do with it. We'll bury our own treasure. Do you have anything on you? Some wool from embroidery class? Wow, that's perfect! Our friendship ribbon, the string that ties us both together, so to speak. Come on, put it in there. Now we just have to bury the chest again and...
Lily! Where did that brat disappear to now? Lily!
That's Mother Superior. What does she want now? We should check before she explodes. You have to be careful, you know?
That took much too long for my liking. Is everyone finally here?
Freeman is missing, Mother Superior.
Say nothing more. Your lack of discipline has reached a level that I can no longer tolerate. From now on, all games on the convent grounds are forbidden. And until further notice, there will be no more dessert, and bedtime will be moved up by an hour. And in case you're wondering, it is the bad behavior of one specific student that has led me to take these measures. In my helplessness, I even decided to call on an expert for help. He's a renowned psychologist who will restore discipline and order here in the convent. The examination will take place this evening. The doctor will drive the mischief out of you once and for all. And I can guarantee this much. It won't be a pleasant experience.
A psychological examination? Oh, Lily, I'm sure this is all about me. I desperately need a plan. Meet me near the beds. I'll need your help.
You have the rest of the day off to think about what you've done wrong. I'd better not hear that you've used the time to create more mischief. And, Lily, I'm expecting you in my office. Now. I'm very disappointed in you, Lily. Can you ever do anything right? Not another word. Your constant excuses just make me even angrier. And now just don't stand around like an idiot. Well, get a move on. Feed the cat. Can't you see how emaciated Lumpy has gotten again? Oh, stupid child! Stop dawdling. Feed the cat. Is that really so hard to understand? Feed the cat. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
There really was a can of cat food in the dumbwaiter. There wasn't much for Lily to mess up this time. Lily had a basic understanding of how the dumbwaiter worked. You took out the food and put the dirty plates back in when you were done. The cheerful flower seemed to like Lily. At least it bent forward just a touch when Lily came close.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Lumpy was hungry, or he was tired, or bored. It was always hard to tell with him. Lumpy's bowl was nicely decorated. Life as Mother Superior's pet was probably wonderful and fulfilling.
Stop! What on earth are you doing? Bad, Lily. Very, very bad. You should really know that Lumpy doesn't eat regular cat food. But you've disappointed me for the last time. Here's the recipe for the right cat food. Bring it to Doris, the lunch lady. It contains exact instructions for preparing Lumpy's food. Doris can also find my lunch order for today on there too. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
And now, get out. I have to prepare for Dr. Marcel's arrival. I'm hoping that his new method of correcting character flaws will save me this kind of trouble in the future.
Lily felt miserable. Maybe Mother Superior was right, and this character correction would make everything better. The thought made Lily shudder. She had heard stories about Dr. Marcel. Dreadful stories. She should tell Edna the news.
Dr. Marcel, you say? This confirms my worst suspicions. The doctor and I still have an old score to settle. I'm sure he's coming because of me. Lily, I can't stay here any longer. I'm going to leave the convent and go into hiding for a while. There's just one catch. That guy Garrett, who's constantly lurking around. I think he's spying on us for Mother Superior. So long as he keeps poking his nose into everything, I can't move freely. Do you think you can find a way to keep him off me for a while?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lily, you're such a gem. What would I do without you?
Lily had never seen Edna so worried. Not even the night that she set fire to the vestry.
And? Are you making progress? Cool. So you've been working on your imitating animal voices number. You can tell me about it later, okay? First, we have to get rid of Garrett. I'm sure he's spying for Mother Superior. I'm sorry that I can't help you, but I can't risk Dr. Marcel finding me. You know what they say about him. It's all true. Except the story with the orangutan. I made that one up. Not so loud. Dr. Marcel's ears are everywhere. If you listen closely, you can even hear the wind blowing in his ear hairs. That guy is no joke, but you know the rumors, so watch out for him. He is evil. Evil. Not so loud, Dr. Marcel. If you listen, that guy, but you know, so he is Cool, so you've been working on your image. You can tell me about it. First, we have to get... I'm sure... And? Are you... What's that? Did that ogre give you another task as punishment? Oh, Lily, we really have more important things to do. Nice thought. But I'm afraid that also won't help us get... That guy just likes a or Santa...
Lily didn't have any talent. Mother Superior only allowed her to embroider crosses and lines. But Lily could barely manage even those and often received a scolding. Lily didn't know what to do with all the... Up until then, she had always played marbles with severed dolls' heads. At least they had talked to her while she played. Lily's embroideries were useless. Mother Superior had said that more than...
That's nice of you, but I don't need any marbles right now. I've lost my slingshot, you know?
Lily had always thought Shy was very pretty, much prettier than herself. But cutting off a girl's hair while she was sleeping so that you could use it to make yourself a wig just wasn't right. That's why Lily returned each night to her bunk without actually doing anything. Lily had always thought Shy was very pretty, much prettier than herself. But cutting off a girl's hair while she was sleeping so that you could use it to make yourself a wig just wasn't right. That's why Lily returned each night to her bunk without actually doing anything.
Shibuya power! Shibuya power! Volcano Pananoka! Shiny rainbow Miyasake! Shing! Shing! Shibuya power!
Girl, you're so clueless about trends. Just look at how you dress. Don't you know that Shibuya and only Shibuya is hot right now? Where's your glitter? Where are your Japanese accessories?
Miyorushi sparkle! Miyorushi sparkle! Shing! Shing!
Oh man, you're really out of it, Lily. Why are you gawking at my hairdo? Don't tell me you've got your eye on my original Marushu Naoki hairpin. Can you believe it, Shy?
Don't believe, just know. The warriors of light see with the power of love.
Just who does she think she is? Hiroyoshi Superfrog's arch enemy Soki Nuroshi Mayayoki Hagatsu?
Down with the dark forces. Trust in the elf magic of the glitter dust.
Exactly. Everyone knows that a real Shibuya girl will only part with her hairpin if it's and only
Miyorushi sparkle.
mystical spirit
Kamanukri.
And anyway, What even makes you think we'll let you have any? You haven't launched any radical paramilitary campaigns or done anything to help destroy the state.
We can't let the dark forces win.
Plus, you've never helped us destroy the school.
Does being warriors of the light really mean we have to destroy the school? It seems a little too hardcore to me.
But Riot Girl does it too! On page 31 in volume 453, she puts one of Nagayuzu's detonators in the teacher's lounge when the dark forces kidnap Musushi Rainbow. Shibuya is cool! Miyarushi's...
Suka was the most popular girl at the convent school. Lily would have stopped at nothing to gain her respect. But since Suka wasn't looking anyway, Lily refrained at the last moment. Garrett was already there. Lily watched how her slippery fellow student disappeared into the chapel. After him! Another treasure chest. Today was probably the happiest day in Lily's life. Right after the day she didn't have to eat rhubarb because one of her teeth had cracked.
Hey, don't touch it. That's my old Boy Scout equipment. Only certified Boy Scouts are allowed to touch it.
Someone had trapped the guinea pig in a glass. The animal took it in stride. It didn't even try breaking out. There were 3 empty pedestals on the shelf. That could mean something. Or nothing at all. Oh, it wasn't the skeleton from biology class after all. It was just the old man again. From history class.
Oh, a visitor. What a rare animal. The hawk. But I don't mean the remake. I mean the original with extra ketchup, please. How rude of me. I forgot to tell you how it used to be. When the pyramids were built, I was the chief flogger on the north side. Yes, in my life I've unified. Unified Tibet, I said. Back then, I served as a carpet beater under 3 different Dalai Lamas. For one of them, I was even there as a rebirth assistant in the maternity ward. It was very different from the year I was an interior decorator for the Mayas. Build a mythical sliding puzzle here, hide a few artifacts in dark alcoves over there. Oh, yes. I was building secret crypts when you were still in the indie band Inquisition Overload. But it flopped, unfortunately. The time wasn't right for that kind of music. Plus, our drummer had the plague. I got old. So old that all I'm good for now is as an exhibition piece for history class. I'll get to that. First, I wanted to telling stories takes a... That's why I worked for a while as an exhibition piece for history class. I just had to tell stories about my adventures once a week. For example, how I used to excavate secret crypts with the Templars below the school chapel. Or about my time as a lighting assistant? I'll first telling story. That's why I worked for a while. I just had to tell. For example, how or about.
There were 3 empty petals that could.
Hey, that's my only.
Who do we have here then? Creepy Lily. How did it go with Mother Superior?
Leave her alone, Shawnee.
Only if she admits that all this trouble is her fault. We're not getting any dessert? That's right, Memphis. And we can't play outside anymore either. Is it asking too much to want to know why?
Stop picking on her. You don't really think that Lily, of all people, has done something wrong, do you? She's just not cool enough for that.
Exactly. She's such a good girl. She rakes, she cleans, she cooks. It's disgusting and dangerous because somehow it always ends in a disaster. Isn't that right, Lily? Ever since you came to the convent, it's been one strange accident after another. I hardly dare get out of bed anymore. But none of this is your fault, is it? After all, you only do what you're told. I'm sure you're even running an errand for Mother Superior right now. Let's see what you've got there.
Shawnee!
Aha! I knew it! A recipe from Mother Superior. Well, I think I'll hold on to it for now. Let's see how Mother Superior likes having to wait for her food. And this time, our sweet Lily can face the music all by herself. Let's go, guys. We're off.
You're impossible.
Mother Superior drank a calming tea. Maybe she should switch brands. Edna always knew a few good jokes about bananas. But since Lily was such a good girl, she didn't understand any of them. Lily had already eaten more than her share from the fruit bar. Lily decided she would punish herself for it later. Lily liked they were healthy, and sometimes you found at least they listened when you spoke to them. Edna always knew it, but since Lily was such a good girl, the coconuts were quiet today, but it didn't matter. By now, Lily knew enough about shrunken heads. Lily liked Doris, and her feelings were reciprocated.
What are you gawking at me for, you stupid little brat?
She was tough on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Keep gawking like that and I'll wring your neck!
At least she liked children.
Oh, how I loathe you children! I wish you'd all die of smallpox!
Aside from Edna, Doris was Lily's best friend.
What was that? You impertinent little slug! I can't stand it when people gossip about me behind my back! The youth of today is becoming ever more insolent! No wonder, with all the violence and foul language in the media! If I could, I'd twist your heads off one by one! Where are my canning jars? I need something to calm my fingers! Otherwise something terrible might happen here! Before you ask for more, it's been hours since I held a my hands always get it. They break every children's leg. I just can't. You came to complain about the well? Then children only get food from canning. My hands are trained to... I haven't been wringing the necks of caged chickens for... Plus, I've got a court order that says I gotta open 10 jars a day. You can thank my idiot... Anything else? Do I have to explain it? Mealtime ended. The only thing that I'm still cooking today is food for Mother Superior's cat. Or I should say I would. But my knife disappeared. And on top of that, the stove in the cellar has gone out. So I couldn't cook anything anyway. However, the most important thing is that Mother Superior... You don't happen to have it. No recipe? Yeah, that... as long as the stove... I won't... when I... There'll be a... No recipe? Yeah, then there's no way... as long as the stove in the cellar is out... I won't be able to cook without... when I... There'll be a maze with... forget the... As long as... What's the matter? Why are you staring at me like that? What are you even doing here between meal times? I know what I'm doing here. A jail sentence commuted to 10 years community service on probation? Thanks to blah, blah, blah. Do you really want it? Yeah. Mother Superior, and as long as she doesn't ask... I've had it up to here! Haven't I told you 1,000 times already? Get the hell out! Just wait! Can I have that? I need something to calm my fingers! Thanks! That was close! Now take your stuff and get out! Now!
The guinea pig was probably tired. Hopefully, Lily would have time to play with it later. The liquid smelled like Doris's breath, or the cap of the lawnmower's fuel tank, which Lily loved to play with. Lily knew that this device was called but she didn't know why. Lily didn't know what to do. Up until then, she had always played marble. At least they had taught. Edna always, but...
What are you creeping around here for? Feed the cat! Don't tell me you're done already. No. That's what I thought. I am slowly losing the will to keep constantly having to remind you children of what good values are. Take a look at the embroideries on the wall. They depict all of the important virtues. Superiority, strength, and self-control. I'm quite aware that self-control is missing. Do you think I'm blind? Now leave. I have to drink a calming tea. If you pass the classroom, remind Birgit to hurry up with her embroidering. If the self-control motif isn't finished today, I will really blow my top. Stop, door. Feed it, and don't forget if the self-control... Now I have...
What's this? Where had Garrett gone? The chapel didn't have a second exit. Frank was completely occupied with the stone slabs.
Wait. No, nothing. I thought I detected a resonance echo in the floor. And where there's a resonance echo in a floor, the hollow space can't be far. A crypt. Or a hidden pool salon for Templars with outrageously hip hairstyles.
What?
Your question is completely justified. What would Templars be doing in a pool salon? It's just one of the countless mysteries surrounding the Templars. Where did they come from? Where did they go? Did they get a group discount ticket for their journey? And who was their hairstylist? There is just one answer to all these questions. The Great Church Conspiracy. And we can be certain that the evidence is buried beneath these stone slabs. If only I had the right tool to dig it up. Find it. Oh, great. If there's just been a landslide in the Templar's subterranean crypt, how the hell are you supposed to uncover church conspiracy? Just a constant stream of people, but compared to you, they're as quiet as I have no idea. They creep into the confession booth and only come out when it gets too noisy. All that will be over with as soon as I have the right tool. Shh, for a second. Oh, great. If there's just been a landslide, how? Just a I have they called.
Frank was completely occupied.
Stop! Don't. No, I thought I'm convinced that a clear indication of directly. Only I had the Sorry, Lily, but I'm just not interested in small talk. All I care about, there's a lot to talk about there. But unfortunately, most of it's secret. And without the right tool, so either you go and get me, or you just leave. Shh! You're destroying the holy illuminescence of the stone slabs. And if they lose their illuminescence, they certainly won't be in the mood to. And there's no doubt that I know Templar symbols where there are Templars, a secret crypt with details on church conspiracy. If only I had the right, then all I'd need to know is which slab to drill on to get my hands on the if it's one that has a neck, because there are those with a neck.
Lily was impressed.
Stop! I thought, but it seemed. Ah, very good. That's exactly what I need. Now, if I only knew where to drill. But such knowledge was probably lost long ago. No one is old enough to still remember the age of the Templars. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd have long since had that church conspiracy by the scruff of its. Oh well.
Damn! How am I supposed to work with all this noise? Hey! Frank! Frank! Ah, what the hell?
What? I'm sorry, but you have to speak. My ears are still ringing. Whatever I can think of a Templar. They traveled the world before it. Actually, they were the ones who made that age, and all day long they barely did anything else. Sometimes, even during breakfast, between their new. Shh, you're distracted. And if they there's I know where there are if only I know, but such no one otherwise. If it's one because
Lily was impressed. Lily spent a lot of time in the confession booth. Only she knew what she mumbled during those long hours. At least ever since the father who took her confessions had died of a heart attack.
Damn! How am I supposed to work with all this noise? Hey! Frank! Frank! Ah, what the hell?
I'd like to be able to say that Lily had a plan, that she was thinking about luring Garrett into the confession, but Lily was just a surveillance room. That was the hard evidence that Garrett was spying for Mother Superior. A surveillance room. At first glance, the board didn't look very exciting, but Lily was used to making do with little. While other children unwrapped their presents at Christmas, she could find happiness in a pine. I'd like to be able to say that she was thinking about luring, but Lily. It looked like the termite, and one of the gnomes that Lily saw now and then was in the... Too bad that he would probably have liked... Shawnee was mean. First, he had stolen Lily's recipe, and now he was setting cobwebs at the well on fire. Still, Lily didn't think he deserved having spiders lay eggs in his eye sockets at night. Good children didn't have such thoughts.
Ooh, look who's coming to get her rest. If it isn't our little... You better split before I tie your or worse. Oh, you really want... Well, I didn't. Just give me a sec, so I can...
Hey!
Lily was touched. It was so rare for her to get presents.
You so don't have a clue, do you? Get lost, Lily, or I'll be forced to call you names. Just face it. You're not tough enough to make any... You know we're not allowed to play in the... Or did Mother You could tell your beloved Mother Superior. Ha! You're scared of your ex... And you should, because one day, you might turn and see that someone is stolen... Whoa, now you did the nasty... Well, is this you stand? Just look with your bow. You don't actually think you could I was playing with matches before you. How could I ever take... Do you know how to spit or hunt sparrows with a slingshot? Just face it. And that means you won't get your recipe either.
A real It was hard to tell, but Lily... This ball of wool, Lily wanted it to... Oh, how wonderfully the fully operational detonator on the aircraft bomb blinked. Lily would have loved... That's why she immediately... At least she... But apparently she preferred the risk of getting into deep trouble. The yard waste was rotting away. A paradise for... Lily couldn't stop... Lily somehow... Edna had a... Lily... Edna... Oh, how wonderfully the fully operational...
What have you got now? I hope it's a weapon for the battle against... But that's a real detonator! And it's live!
You have to defuse it, Suka! Hurry!
But with what?
With the power of love!
What? Are you... Wait! I know! Phew, that was close.
We'll snitch to Mother Superior.
Exactly. This time you really went too far, Lily. What on earth are you thinking? You're even crazier than I thought.
Totally un-gumbo.
Don't just stand there. Get that bomb away from us. Take it somewhere where it can't do any damage. A bomb-proof place, a fireproof drum, or something like that?
Lily had always thought she was much prettier. But cutting off a girl's, that's why Suka was the most Lily would have stopped, but since Suka was
Stay away from. You're out of your mind running around here with.
Much too.
That won't work. Take it somewhere where it can't do a bomb-proof, a fireproof.
Down with the dark.
Stay away from take it down with.
Lily had never seen Edna so worried. Not even the night that she set fire to the vestry.
And? Are you making progress? Cool. So you've been working on your imitating animal voices number. You can tell me about it later, okay? First, we have to get rid of. I'm sure he. Before you say anything, I thought of something else. I think Garrett has a secret hiding place in the chapel. Yeah, a kind of listening station in the confession booth. This should prove once and for all that he's spying for Mother Superior. The question is whether we can somehow use this knowledge against him.
Lily actually had an idea. She would lock Garrett in his secret room. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
Wait! I know. What if we locked Garrett in his secret surveillance room? Just pretend you want to give confession, and when he's in his hiding place, wham! Our trap will snap shut on him. Oh, don't be sad, Lily. I'm sure you'll come up with a good idea next time. But for now, let's get to work. It was my plan, so now you have to set it in motion. Not so loud. Dr. Marcel's ears are everywhere. If you listen closely, you can even hear the wind blowing in his ear hairs. That guy is no joke. But you know the rumors, so watch out for him. He is evil. Evil. Wait a minute. What's that? Do you hear those noises too? I think someone's drilling inside the chapel. It's probably just Frank looking for evidence of a church conspiracy again. Dang! That could ruin our plans. If Garrett can't listen in on you, we won't be able to lock him in his hiding place. You have to think of something to get rid of Frank. Did you happen to find the plans for my time machine? They weren't finished yet anyway. How big is the microwave oven in the school cafeteria? Forget it. That won't work. And all my other ideas are a little complicated. We don't have time for them. I guess the easiest thing to do would be to help him with his search. Once Frank has found what he's looking for, he'll hopefully stop drilling. Cool. So you've been working on your... You can... First, we have to...
Memphis was trembling all over. No wonder. The stove had gone out. The hairpins sparkled seductively. But to pull them out, Lily first had to find a bomb-proof location to dispose of the warhead. Memphis was trembling all over. No wonder. The stove had gone out.
What? Quick! Close the door before anyone sees me! This is the last safe place in the entire convent, and I want it to stay that way. try talking me out of it. I'm staying here. It's much too dangerous out there.
Lily had no idea what Memphis was talking about, but he'd always been jumpy.
We're dead. Sam!
But
Someone might hear you, and then they'll take away my hiding place. And if they take away my hiding place, then I'll definitely be next. The stove is the safest place in the entire convent. You know, it has a crop steel casing, titanium reinforced interior walls, and is lead coated inside. I'd even survive a bomb attack in here. Now get lost before someone discovers me. If you're looking for your recipe, talk to Shorty. He pocketed it.
la 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 la.
The end of the world is near.
It was the perfect place to get rid of the detonator.
What's that? What do you have there?
Lily could finally use the hairpin.
Does it have to blink like that?
Lily closed the door again to keep Memphis's hiding place safe.
Lily?
Something seemed to be wrong with Lily's ears today. She kept hearing all these sounds. The stove was black and empty, just like the mirror that always appeared in Lily's dreams. Lily got along. That's why she knew Doris would start throwing knives. Was Lily finally now also Gumbo? It was hopeless. Edna's balloon was hanging out of reach. Each mask had two tiny holes for screws. Not even Lily's fingers could fit in there. Perfect. The hairpin fit exactly. Each mask had not even... Lily thought she had found the right tool to loosen the top, but it was just another way. The guinea pig was hopefully Lily at first glance, but Lily, while
Oh.
the chandelier's chain was attached by just one screw. Lily wasn't able to loosen the screw with her bare hands. She needed a different tool. This was certainly not the ideal tool to loosen the screw, and as long as Lily didn't have a Lily took her search for the right tool very seriously. That's why she held every object she carried against the screw. Mother Superior had forbidden Lily from eating the deadly nightshade berries, but no one had said anything about taking them. Mother Superior usually made her tea over the fire. At night, Mother Superior placed her kettle over the fire here. But at this time of day, she preferred to drink her coffee. The cheerful flower seemed at least had been forward. Lily didn't want to spoil her nice friendship with the flower. Plants were the only things that... A note was pinned on the receipt holder.
Dear, crossed out, Ms. Zimmelbach, I have to say I'm very surprised by the way you fulfilled my request to send me a pet for my students' classroom. I had a real animal in mind, one that conveyed important values, like a puma or a boa constrictor. But the guinea pig you sent is useless to me. I've pickled it in alcohol to save it for the dissection class in biology. Send me a proper animal immediately, or you will not have heard the last of me. Regardless, Mother Superior Ignatz.
Lily had to make sure she didn't get this. It was so easy. Lumpy was, or bored. Lily didn't think that
Woohoo!
Either there was a picture missing here, or there was one too many hooks. The cabinet was locked, as usual. The animal motifs were Mother Superior only allowed her, but Lily could barely manage even those and often received a scolding.
Don't even bother trying to distract me, Lily. Unlike you, I actually have a sense of duty. You don't get to be Mother Superior's favorite by just liking. I work hard to get all. The only thing I'm missing on my path to perfection is the Golden Girl Scouts badge. That's why I'm working overtime. Mother Superior, love, because the pictures of animals convey, but you wouldn't know anything. You've always been terrible, and everything else. Why don't you get to the... You seem to be lacking a few important... Haven't you learned anything at all from my multi-award-winning embroidery? Each animal has an assigned. Bears represent strength, and deer stand for heroic valor. There are negative role. The porcupine, for example. That's why you'll never find... But maybe it's in... It's called... I know. Otherwise, I doubt Mother What a shame. I know how much you've always...
Lily had to admit her productive friend was... But that was certainly neither a disease with an oozing rash.
Oh, take your little boo-boos to... I'm not her deputy, but maybe that'll change. I'm all... Stop bothering me. If you carry on like this, I'll never get my last award. The Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ring. Oh. Quiet. I just had a great idea. Damn, it's gone. Thanks a lot. If you want help, ask Mother Superior. I'm already done with. And remember, at this time of day, Mother Superior, so don't wander into her office. And hurry up. Why don't you get to the point already? You seem to be lacking a few important... Haven't you learned anything at all? Each animal, bears, represent strength. There are negative role models. The porcupine, for that's why you'll never... But maybe it's in your...
Birgit was Mother's. She had to be. The animal motif, Mother Superior, only allowed her, but Lily could barely manage even that.
Stop! I need that.
The cabinet was.
Stop! Unless I need.
Lily had to make sure she didn't get the skewer. It was so... The guinea pig was hopefully... Lily thought this idea was delightful. The guinea pig was bound to make a huge impression as an animal role model. The guinea pig was bound to make a huge impression.
At least this is a regular animal motif. But do you think it also conveys really important values?
Of course it did. Guinea pigs were cute and small, but always cheerful. Lily always tried to follow their example.
Well, if you say so. Come back in a few minutes. If you don't bother me, I won't take long. What are you? The banner.
The banner Birgit had done. Something, and even if she felt guilty.
Birgit has finally finished the new banner, but what's that? A small, dirty guinea pig? Birgit didn't really make this, did she? That can't be true. Can I not rely on anyone here? Just you wait. She'll get what's coming to her.
Birgit should have tried. The banner was a Get rid of it!
I can't even tell you how disappointed I am in you, Birgit. This is the worst job I've seen in my entire career. But don't talk back. You are bad. I will probably have to strip you of all your awards, prizes, and Girl Scout badges. You no longer deserve any of them.
But I only did what?
Hogwash. Do you really wish to contradict me? I can't believe how low you've sunk, Birgit. A guinea pig? It's unbelievable! Your work is an insult to the entire convent. Get rid of it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Your whining won't make up for your failures. Just in case you decide not to waste my time with your ineptitude anymore. Here is a motif that's worth immortalizing on a banner. The puma. Strong, precise, dignified. A symbol of self-control.
The animal motifs, Mother Superior, but Lily could barely. The embroidery was of a. Lily loved the unusual, but she didn't know. When asked about it, Mother Superior was even more vexed. The animal motifs were Mother Superior, but Lily. The animal motif, but Lily. There were 3, and that could mean something. Oh, it wasn't. It was just the from.
What? Do we know each other?
Uh-huh.
No, I haven't forgotten. On the contrary, this is thanks to a little trick I learned from and all I need is a memory. The first E, it tells me whether I was sad. The second E, it reminds me of whether I overcame the situation. With the third E, to remember, I have vitamins are good for. Did I tell you about my memory aid yet? I don't. All I need are 3 or more precise. Does that? Oh, but I was just going to. Was it the story of how I tried to navigate to? Oh, I know. I wanted to tell you how I helped the Templar Knights build the. I was particularly happy because I had eaten a banana. Or was I sad because all there was to eat was coconuts again? No, the coconuts were when the Trojan mayor gave me the key to the city. Or was my heroic... Wasn't I a little more sleepy in Atlanta? Oh, what poppycock. Fortunately, I created a memory aid so that I'd remember the location of the sea. Uh-oh, someone tidied up the shelf. That's where the objects for my 3 E's should be. Emotion, engagement, and eating. Now I can't... can't... Now let's see. What's the... Did you here's a small... The first, it tells me whether I was sad. The second E, it reminds me of whether I overcame the situation. The third, to remember, I have... I know exactly what you're looking for. An instructive story. Unfortunately, my memory aid is still missing a few important pieces. If I only... But right now, all I... 4. To... Do we...
Uh-huh.
You want to hear the clues again? I like that, because I do too. As everyone knows, each different food creates exactly one emotion and promotes one characteristic. For example, I was never sad if I'd packed a few apples, because they always helped me be very strong. I could only do heroic deeds on days when I wasn't sad. On the other hand, if I was angry, I could never show great strength. Coconuts were always good at preventing sleepiness. On this one specific day when I was helping the Templars, I was neither happy about an apple nor angry about a banana. But I also wasn't sad about a banana or happy about a coconut.
It was the old man's memory aid. If Lily wanted him to help her, an emotion.
Hmm? What? Do we know each other?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Wasn't I just about to tell you something? Fortunately, I created a memory aid just for this anecdote. Ah, exactly. Now I remember. On that day, I was particularly angry. We had just laid the stone slabs in the chapel when the Templar Knights returned from a secret meeting. They examined my work and praised me for doing a heroic job. Then they gave me a coconut. It was one of the greatest days of my life. Here, I even still have the book in which I wrote everything down, including the meaning of the secret Templar symbols on the stone slabs. And now please leave me alone. All this reminds me too much of how I once helped a little girl uncover the mystery of the secret crypt below the chapel. One day I really have to tell you that story.
The book contained the recorded memories of the elders. Most of it was faded. Only the chapter on the construction of the convent chapel was still legible. That would certainly interest Frank.
Hey, that's my only...
Lily had asked for a musket last Christmas. Instead, she'd been given a muskrat nibbling on gingerbread.
Hey, that's my I can. Some of them are about but only so get your hat.
Capu was the nicest guy. Lily liked him so much that she had even named her cockroach after him. That reminded her that she'd been meaning to punch air holes in the box for weeks.
Lily, nice to see you. I hope Shawnee didn't upset you too much. He's an idiot. I think you're great, just as you are.
Lily's heart skipped a beat. This might have been the nicest thing anyone ever said to her. Lily had always liked the large painting in the main hall. It showed a dining table after a big meal, with a man in the center who had found the last cookie. Lily giggled at the thought that he would eat it all by himself, no matter how much the others begged. The cross wobbled back and forth like it was dancing. Lily briefly considered whether she should point it out to Frank, but he was busy drilling through some kind of anchoring. The cross wobbled Lily, but...
Please stay off the slabs, okay? You're interfering. What do you have there? Let me see. My goodness! That does look very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. At least those are the same symbols as on the stone slabs, but the pattern is full of gaps. I'm a pro when it comes to riddles. That's why all I need is a single glance to be able to declare without a doubt that, yes, this is a riddle. But the solutions page seems to be missing. This book is useless to me like that. Unless, of course, you have the solution. No, that doesn't make sense. I think I'll keep drilling randomly. What do you have there? Let me see. My goodness! At least those are the same symbols as on the stone slabs, but the pattern is full of gaps. I'm a pro when it comes to riddles. That's why all— Yes! But the solution to this book is unless— Yes! Yes! That has to be it! I have solved the mystery! Thanks for holding the book all this time. You're blocking the way. May I?
As soon as Frank stopped drilling, Lily was finally able to draw Garrett out of his shell. Lily crouched inside the confession booth and waited. All was quiet in the chapel, except for Frank, who could barely contain his excitement.
Wow! If these bones aren't evidence of a church conspiracy, I'll eat Tom Hanks's double chin. And what's that? Hey, this just keeps going. Let me just drill through this stone slab and— Look, that's a sword! A real Templar sword! It's incredible! Man, it sure is wedged in tightly. I hope that isn't a load-bearing strut beam.
The impact echoed through the entire church. Lily was tempted to look, but then she heard approaching steps.
It's so blissfully quiet. I can finally take up my listening post again.
Lily was always happy when something was left over, but usually it was only breadcrumbs and bones and things like that. I'd like to be able to say that Lily had a plan, that she was thinking about locking Garrett into the confession booth by welding a bar in front of the secret door. But Lily was just thinking about ponies. The door was firmly locked.
Hey, what's going on? Is that you, Lily? Do you think that's funny? Let me out, now!
Lily felt uncomfortable about it. Locking someone into a confession booth was probably not appropriate for a well-behaved girl. On the other hand, she was doing Edna a big favor. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
So Garrett is out of the picture. Very good. But I'm still in danger. Before I can leave the convent, you have to help me cover my tracks. The doctor can't find out that I was ever here. Could you do that for me?
Uh-huh.
Great. Let's see. First, you have to get rid of the balloon that I left in the main hall. It even has my portrait on it. The doctor would recognize me immediately. I also played with firecrackers down by the school clock. Let's just say it was part of a weather experiment, and I would have succeeded if I'd had a real DeLorean. You can't imagine how hard it is to get a lawnmower up to 80 miles per hour. And of course, you have to remove the inscription on the swing tree. It hurts me just as much as you, but I could hardly leave the doctor better evidence that I was here than that. Do you think you can handle all that?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Lily. You're the best. And? Have you destroyed all the evidence already? No time to chat. First, we have to destroy the evidence. And by we, I mean you. Have you gotten rid of my balloon yet? That really shouldn't be so difficult. I let it go in the main hall. If we're unlucky, it'll have floated all the way up to under the roof of the tower. But with all the junk hanging up there, I'd be very surprised. Support beams, spider webs, bad feelings, and especially the giant chandelier. It probably got caught up somewhere. What a great story! Save it. As long as my firecrackers is still hanging from the school clock, there's no time to lose. You have to get up there somehow. Yourself.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so anxious. Until the inscription on the tree is gone, I'm sure Dr. Marcel will find me. But how can we possibly get rid of it? Now that you've driven off the termites, working the tree wood will be hard. I took a knife from the cafeteria once, and even that barely left a scratch on the bark. I wonder what Doris uses to cut the pumpernickel in the mornings. She must have some other tools. Not so loud, Dr. Mercy. If you listen, that guy, did you know? So watch, he is
Lily had always thought Shy was very pretty, much pretty. But cutting off a girl's hair, that's why Lily...
Oh. Hello, Lily. I was just thinking of Riot Girl. Riot Girl is totally cool because Riot Girl wears Shibuya clothes. Don't you think that's totally fascinating? Suka also thinks that Riot Girl is totally cool. And Suka likes Shibuya too. Shibuya is totally cool. Don't you think so too? Yeah, it certainly makes you think. I think way too much about things like that. My brain is getting all fuzzy. But Riot Girl is cool, right?
Lily was delighted. She'd never seen a living clown up close before. Only the dead one that appeared at her window at night.
No. Another one of them. Get lost. I'm not in the mood for jokes today. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here, right? My name is Ernest. Funny Ernest. Ha! And I applied as a child therapist here. But no, Mother Superior had already found someone else. That Dr. Marcel. A nuthouse shrink. Can you believe it? I wouldn't let that guy anywhere near my kids, even if I knew where they were. That's what I get for retraining as a psychologist. Laughter is the best therapy. Great idea. I've been waiting for a gig for months. I should have stayed a plumber. What? You don't like the mood I'm in? You want me to show you a few tricks now or what? I feel terrible. Because my therapy concept flopped. Laughter is the best therapy. Great idea. How rotten.
You?
Why are you staring at my cigarettes like that? They're not for sensitive children like you. Got it? Just don't ask me about Dr. Marcel. I wouldn't let that guy anywhere near my kids, even if I knew where they were. He's a bitter, evil man. He's known everywhere for hating children. Ever since a little girl shoved him down the stairs. Huh, serves him right. That old twit. What?
No.
Oh. You want to see a few tricks, don't you? I knew I shouldn't have said that. Okay. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a cute balloon animal, and you leave me in peace, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right? What's it gonna be?
Ooh.
A poodle. The classic.